Hey guys, so a lot of people online don't understand how Russia is justifying attacking regular gas stations, trains, supposedly civilian trains in Ukraine, as well as logistic hubs and like truck hubs, trucks taking things to different places, whatever those things may be. And it's really easy to explain, but for people who are saying, no, 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 Russia's attacking civilian infrastructure and blah, 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 then this is what Russia should have been doing from the beginning if they took the war seriously. If they took what was happening as a war and not a special military operation. Because Ukraine was taking it seriously like a war. They were playing their part, slowly building up their forces and playing Russia to keep them within their means. As soon as they had the means to attack the refineries and everything else, they did it. Once they had the means to do something, they did it. They underestimated Russia like they always do, and that's because Ukraine isn't there to actually win this war. They're simply there to make Russia suffer as much and as long as they can. So the West and America don't really give a shit about what happens to Ukraine or Ukrainians. They're just playing. They're playing Ukrainians. Ukraine is playing Russia because Russia thinks Ukraine have any sense of self-preservation or um, logic behind them, which that's completely left the building. Although some things, like Budanov says, and you hear them saying things that are realistic, which is that Ukraine is pretty much fucked. But I don't know how many Ukrainians actually realize that. So let me quickly, discuss the logistics and the logic behind destroying the logistics of Ukraine, because apparently that's hard for people online to kind of fathom why Russia should do that. So you've probably seen all these like old-fashioned trains in World War II in a proper war. A proper war. Do you really think Hitler would leave these trains running if he had the capacity not to? Do you think he would let trains transport troops over, um, or do you think he would, disrupt that kind of service, disrupt the trains, and then you say, well, okay, so you get rid of all the passenger trains, any kind of train, anything that can pull tons of people and material anywhere, you get rid of those, you hit those, destroy them, even the civilian ones, because that still takes troops. That still takes foreign troops from foreign countries. It takes people over to get healed. All of this disrupts the logistics. If people want to travel, they can't fly, so they have to travel by car now. So that slows people down. If they need to go to Europe for something, it's going to take them more time to get there. It's going to take more fuel. You know, it's going to take more time, not because the car is slower, it's because you need more cars to transport large amounts of people, right? You're going to have a bunch of cars doing it. And then those people are going to be driving, they're going to be tired and all this stuff. Like it all adds up to disrupting Ukrainian logistics, which is what you want to do. And then if everyone's driving cars around, well, now you destroy all the gas stations. Now it's really hard for those people to get around. Like this is people that have to have meetings or something, everything gets disrupted. Yes, civilians suffer through it, but that's what a war actually is. Russia never treated us as a war from the beginning, and they learned, hopefully by now, they learned the lesson and they understand what Ukraine is and what's happening there. You know, because I didn't really see Russia really accepting the situation. Many Russians were, but Russian leadership was sort of like not doing it. And that's something people who are pro-Russia will disagree with me with. They think like there's 20D chess going on. And look, there's a lot of smart people in Russia, but I don't know what it is, but made them not see the blatant reality and what was going to happen and predict it. Some kind of like pattern recognition or something, but I think some people can pick these things out, and maybe those people just didn't have enough power or something in the government. I don't know how it worked. I'm sure someone would have pointed. I'm sure those ideas were floated, back there. And then again, I could be totally wrong. Maybe there's so many complex things happening behind the scenes that, but the prediction I made did come true. So I was right. Um, this was always going to kind of lead here anyway, and Russia would have been in a better position if they sort of did that straight away. If they destroyed the gas stations and everything. I think they did have the capacity pretty much earlier than now. People may argue that they didn't have the capacity yet. I think they had the capacity to do it. They were hitting, electrical substations and all these things. I think they could have taken out. There's got to be not that many. There's a limit to how many gas stations, right? There are probably a lot, but you take one out. I think it'd be pretty hard to get it functioning again. Probably harder than, I don't know. Don't know much about it. That's something I can look into and find out for myself, since now it's happening. So that's one I wanted to make. This video one I wanted to make. And there's a lot of bots that are coming on my videos now that I'm sort of just blocking because they're annoying. But if you want to have a legitimate argument, actually like address the video and like make a comment, don't just say Russia sucks and leave it at that. I'm just gonna block you. It's silly. Alright guys, all the best and thank you for listening, whoever's out there.